Go Green Hawaii is sponsored by the Hawaiian Electric Company. Welcome to Go Green Hawaii. I'm your host, Ted Obringer. Our mission is to educate Hawaii for a more sustainable future, whether that be in reducing our dependence on oil or showing the benefits of recycling. Each week, we will empower you to be more green and protect our beautiful island. On this episode of Go Green Hawaii, we're taking a look into the future of building right here in Hawaii. We'll show you how the sun not only gives light, but also powers them. How air conditioners help to clean vehicles and keep Cycle City's landscape beautiful. Also, how French fries can help fix these machines. Plus, we'll take a look into the future to when this corner of Mapunapuna will be 100% energy self-sufficient. All this on this episode of Go Green Hawaii. Motorcycles are fuel efficient, but we're not here for the bikes, we're here for the building you can buy them in. I like the color, but a little small. In 2004, Joe Nicolai opened the new home of Cycle City on the corner of Pu'uloa and Nimitz Highway, but decided to make this building more than just a showroom for bikes and jet skis. He wanted to make it a revolutionary facility that would one day power itself. This 44,000 square foot facility incorporates energy efficient technology and the largest photovoltaic array for a small business in the entire state.
Primarily from my trips to Europe, sustainable design was in common usage over there, and it was difficult for me to understand why this country, being the leader in most everything, wasn't the leader in sustainable design. And that's basically how it started. And seeing things over there, in some cases 2,000 years old, where sustainable design was used, and used very effectively. And then the fact that sustainable design would be easier to employ here in a place like Hawaii because we have the sun 365 days a year. You go to a place like Stuttgart, Germany as an example, almost 20% of their total energy needs comes from sustainable design. They never even see the sun over there. We got the sun 365 days a year. Why aren't we doing the same thing? So those are questions that I wanted to see if I could not personally address, if I couldn't get the government or the state and others interested.
Some of those interested in what Joe Nicolai is doing includes Harley-Davidson's main company. After attending the grand opening of Cycle City, Harley-Davidson now requires any new dealerships to incorporate sustainable design in their new buildings.
This has to be a partnership deal. One person cannot do it. One person can talk about it and do one of the projects like myself, but this has to be supported by everybody, and everybody's got to start thinking sustainable design and start taking the steps that are needed to achieve these sustainable design ends.
Tell me a little bit about this Lanai area, and what you have out here.
Okay, this natural Lanai area is used to show as an example what you can do with a photovoltaic system.
Photovoltaic systems, or solar panels, react to the sun's rays, creating clean, renewable energy. It acts as a natural shaded area where employees and customers can take a break and be shaded from the intense Hawaii sun. The Lanai area is also used as a place where people can be educated.
We purposely left it open so you could see it from underneath, because normally photovoltaic cells are placed on the roof. This shows you how they're hooked up, how they're constructed, how they're installed. And it's easier to explain how a photovoltaic system works by having it open like this. We also have photovoltaic fields, as you've probably noticed, on both sides of the building, on the roof. Our photovoltaic fields take care of approximately 60% of our total energy needs. Now that translates into saving approximately 800 barrels of imported oil annually. In a commercial setting, it's definitely economically viable. You get a 25-year warranty on the cells. The payback at current utility rates is about 7.5 years. That works in any man's language, strictly from an investment standpoint.
Those numbers are at current oil prices. With oil prices rising daily and 90% of Hawaii's energy produced from burning oil, Joe feels that it's well worth the investment, and he estimates that it saves about $10,000 a month in energy costs.
First off, it was easier to prove in Hawaii because Hawaii has the highest cost utility expense in the United States, by far. And it keeps rising. So your numbers are quite different here in Hawaii using photovoltaics than they are in the continental U.S. because of that reason. Now, if everybody in the state did it, I mean, you don't have to be a metal giant or a brilliant mathematician to figure out at some point, you may reach the point where you won't have to import any oil. That's a bit of a stretch, but because we still have cars that need oil and everything. Yeah. But you know, at some point when all the transportation vehicles are running on hydrogen, and all of the commercial facilities are clad with photovoltaic fields, and wind turbine usage becomes accepted, it's possible. And that's what we should all work for.
Go Green Hawaii is sponsored by the Hawaiian Electric Company.
93% of the energy that powers the islands comes from far beyond our shores. We must reduce our dependency on imported oil. But how? The power of our winds, the ocean, and the sun can be harnessed. Our fields can grow crops to fuel power plants. Working together, we can triple the amount of power we produce from clean, local, renewable sources. But to make it happen, we all must do our part. The commitment begins now.